Hi all, Ross here, Thomas Classic and Modern. Welcome back to another episode on the channel. This is another video of our broken up series of a lengthy video of our full engine strip and inspect. So let's see what this episode brings. So next thing I'm going to do is I am now going to remove all of my caps. I'm going to remove the main bearing caps, get the crankshaft out, and then I'm going to turn the block over and tap all of the pistons and rods back out that way. Wind those off and I put them on the bench. In the order that they came off. Again, don't have to do that. It's just how I like to do it. I know that they are all in the order they came off. So if there is an issue, you can refer back. There we go. That's all of those off in order. And then once you've got it broken, just walk it off. Number one, the bearing's stuck on there. I'll just get that off. Bit of stiction with the oil. And that is in very good condition. So lots of good signs with this one, coupled with a few bad. So now do exactly the same with number 4, because that's up. That is very tight on there. And that is tight on those rod bolts. There we go, got that in the end. That's number 4. Again, it's left the bearing on the crank. And that one does have a little bit of marking on it, as you can see. We then turn over our engine to get the center tube back up and do exactly the same for the center tube. So let's just buzz those out. So how I like to get the mains caps off, undo the bolts so that they're out of the threads. Just like so, pull the bolts up. That is loose on there, but usually they're quite tight and you can walk them up. And we have a definite damaged main bearing with a nice groove right round the middle. Do exactly the same now with the center and the outer. And that's not so bad either. So I think, in all honesty, certainly looking at the crank side of things, I think this has been caught in time. Just lift, when you lift these out now, be very careful. You don't want to do any damage. You'll just lift them straight up. Pop that over there. And every one of the other main bearings has stuck to the crank. Lift it out of the housing. Pop those with their relevant caps. Also a good opportunity now to have a little look around, see if anything is noted. And there we go. Okie dokes, I shall lift it over and we'll get these pistons out. Okay, so reviewing that, unfortunately we did have a technical hitch there. For some reason our gimbal didn't save the footage. We've now got the pistons out and the crank out. So what have we got in terms of bearing wear? These are laid out in order, again, 1 to 4. Cylinder number 4 has some evidence of debris going in and around there, and you can feel it with your nail. Main bearings themselves, not too bad. Usual sort of scuffing, you're going to get that. They never come out absolutely immaculate. However, number 4 does have some marks where, again, clearly something has gone round, and you can pick your nail up in that one as well. And that lines up with the oil feed groove. So clearly something's come through the oil feed groove and gone round. Doesn't appear to have picked up on the crankshaft, which is very lucky. Crankshaft itself looks very good with no damage. Obviously we're going to need to measure it and see where we go, but certainly condition wise, if that measures okay, I'm highly expecting that to be able to be polished rather than ground. So we might go back to standard journal sizes on that. I'm just going to bag all of this stuff up and get it out of the way, and then we'll have a look at the piston assemblies and see what we've got there now we've got them out of the block. Right, apologies, we seem to be plagued with technical glitches today. The joys of modern technology, but there we go. So if this is a little bit shaky, put it down to Kirsty, not me. She's now no longer using the gimbal that lost us all our footage for some reason. So this is the block. So just in case you didn't pick it up in the previous pictures, these are the bores now, obviously with nothing in. So you can see the sort of damage that we're up against there in number 1 cylinder. And you can see that they're all scuffed up, shiny, and obviously evidence of bore wash, as we said before. So they'll now need to be measured up. This is the one that you can actually feel those marks with your finger, the rust mark sort of thing, which you can see down in there. So yeah, not in the greatest condition, that bore certainly. So turning our attention to the pistons that came out. This is number 4. So I haven't even wiped these off yet. So this is as they were removed. So the skirt of the piston, actually not too bad. A couple of scuff marks, but nothing major. You can see the carbon build up around the top. But all in all, that one, cylinder 4, I'm not going to say it's great, but it's not too bad. Cylinder 3, pretty much the same. Again, you might be able to see that, some scuffing and scoring around the skirt of the piston. Yeah. And again, carbon build-up around the top. But when we get to cylinder number 2, again, same sort of condition on the skirt, both sides. But you will see that the carbon buildup is starting to creep down the side of the piston. So that indicates that we've got a sealing issue, blow by. So we've got carbon buildup all around the bottom here. And again around there. I'll try and catch that. So that one's not great. And then we come to number 1, which is the same again. And you can see the heavy carbon buildup in and around all the grooves. So generally not good. You can actually see the carbon buildup in the oil control ring in there as well. But the other thing is, these rings, you rub your finger up against them that way, they are razor sharp. They are very, very sharp. Certainly on number 1. Certainly on number 2. Same on number 3, really, in all honesty. And number 4. So that sharp piston rings to me, underside like that, that is fully indicative of bore wash, and obviously those rings running up and down in a smooth, unlubricated bore, which is basically what occurs. So there we go. That is that engine as far as we can go for the time being. We now need to do some measuring. I'm going to measure the bores up, see what we've got in terms of wear, ovality, taper. I'm not going to bore you with a video of doing that. There are hundreds of videos on YouTube of doing that. There might be hundreds of videos doing this on YouTube. I don't know. If it's something you would like to see, give us a shout and let us know, by all means, but I've got no real intention of doing a video on that. But by the looks of it, this is going to turn into obviously a full rebuild, rebore. Crankshaft may go again with a polish. It'll certainly need to be balanced with the front pulley. We need to have a look at that front pulley. And then obviously the other thing we're going to need to do is have a look at the cylinder head, see what we've got in terms of that. The next thing that I'm going to strip is the gearbox, which is sat here. Haven't even looked at it as yet. That is exactly as it was removed, as you can see. There are, again, plenty of videos out there on gearbox stripping, etc. If you would like to see us do one, please drop us a comment. Let us know in the bottom of this video if it's something you would like to see a video on our channel of one of our full strip and rebuilds. Particularly good to do one on an MPI, because unfortunately, generally, they are pretty bad. But yeah, let us know in the comments if that's something you would like us to do. More than happy to drag Kirsty out of the office and get her to film some of this for us. No problem whatsoever. So, hopefully you found that useful. Apologies about the technical glitches in amongst it. We will get to grips with that. But yeah, in the meantime, please give us a like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much.